Hey, y'all, and welcome to the Lifted Lifestyle Podcast. This is a call to action to live above limitations that try to disrupt your peace, steal your joy, and limit your access to your best life. I'm Latasha Weatherspoon Bailey, your favorite host. I am joined today by my favorite host, Chaz Bailey.
Hello, world. This is Chaz Bailey, the COO, Creator of Opportunities. Another day, another week with you. You can find me online on social media at The Creative Opportunities or on Twitter at Chaz Bailey or simply at the home of the Lifted Lifestyle at theliftedlifestyle.com. So I hope you guys are feeling as good as I am. How are you?
I'm doing well today, and you guys can find me on social media at Tasha Spoon on Instagram, at Latasha Weatherspoon Bailey on Facebook, and I'm not really on Twitter, so don't even go there. And of course, at the home of the Lifted Lifestyle, theliftedlifestyle.com. How you feeling today, Mr. Bailey?
Well, I'm feeling good. How are you?
I can't complain at all. What are you grateful for?
So what I'm grateful for this week is something we discuss on the show quite often. It's self-care. Getting back to ground zero to let you in on mine. Sometimes it's just a serenade of peace and quiet and just finding the quiet space inside of me, whether I'm at work, whether I'm at home, anywhere, just staying tuned into myself just for self-care. So I'm definitely grateful for self-care this week.
Good. Well, I am grateful for a little bit warmer of a day. It has been cold, of course, in Texas, Louisiana, and all across the world. It is wintertime, but because I don't like winter, I'm grateful that today was not as cold as it has been. So what's our show about today, Mr. Bailey?
So today's show, we're going to discuss 5 ways to have success in business, how your business can be successful through 5 key areas that we're going to discuss. 5 areas of the many areas, but we're going to pinpoint 5 of those today to help your business, to help your startup, to help your thought process along being an entrepreneur. So that's what we're going to get into today.
And remember that these are only 5 of the many tips that it takes to be successful in business. But these are 5 things that we thought were a great starting point. So what's our first point, Mr. Bailey?
Okay. Well, our first point, what we will always want to do is when you're in business or you have an idea of business, don't think about, I just need to get the money or I need to make these things happen to make my life better. But start internally. Align your passion with a problem or with a problem that needs to be handled, a passion that you have that can take care of a need, anything that passion may be, because one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to start a business or get into business just for the money and it's not your passion, because one day you're not going to feel like showing up to work. And then that's going to lead to another day, and then your business is dissolved because it was no drive behind it. And so you can lean on your own passion when you feel like things are going awry, when things are tough. So I believe that is highly important, to align your passion with a need that needs to take place that allow your business to thrive and allow you to thrive as well.
I definitely agree. And I think that it is important for entrepreneurs, for business owners to make sure that their passions work in concert with the need of their audiences or the need of the world. A lot of times we'll have business ideas that are rooted in our passions solely. Okay. So I'm passionate about this. I want everyone to be passionate about this. I like, knitting sweaters. So I want everyone to knit sweaters. But the truth is we have to find that knitting sweaters and take it to people who need sweaters.
Exactly.
You got to make sure that your passion is aligned with a purpose or a problem that is outside of just something that you're passionate about. You want to make sure that there's good alignment there, because if there is no demand for what you are supplying, your business won't be successful. So you have to find that sweet spot between demand and your passion.
Yes.
So you are giving a product that is in demand that people will pay for, because there are some products people will just want to give for free.
Exactly.
Don't ask people for stuff for free. But making sure that you have some balance in your product offerings, as well as, like Chad said, something that you're passionate about doing. Don't just start a business or get into a business or buy a franchise because it's profitable,
Yeah.
because that's how you end up burnt out.
Exactly. Exactly. That can happen so easily because you can research many studies, but when they talk about businesses, a lot of business fail in the first couple of years. A lot of business owners walk away in the first couple of years. So what keeps you grounded when things are not going right is because it's deeply rooted in a passion that you already have. And like Latasha said, we always want to focus on having your passion reach out to a certain audience. The example she gave, you like to knit sweaters, reach out to those who like knitted sweaters. Understanding that, yes, you may not be as big as an Apple in terms of a company, but your company satisfies the needs of their clients, of your clients, and that allows for growth. And then next thing you know, you're all over, online, and you're basically you're housed in a certain area of the city that loves knitted sweaters. No matter what that may be, just make sure you align that passion with the purpose that you have that can reach out to someone that really needs to benefit from what you provide.
The next thing that we're going to talk about is something that is very important to me, and it's something that I talk a lot about to our business coaching clients, which is having structure in your business. You need to have structure and systems in place in your business. But before you even get to systems, you have to start with a business plan. Have you written down exactly what your business is, what you're going to provide, who your competition is, just putting together a plan for your business. How are you going to approach your short-term goals in your business? How are you going to approach your long-term goals in your business? So forth and so on. And then taking that structure and figuring out, okay, I have this business plan. What systems do I need to put in place to make this plan work?
Exactly. It's just what it says. When we speak about a business plan or just simply the word structure, it's virtually a guide. How are you going to be guided in the business that you want to succeed? How are you going to be guided in the business that you currently have? What you need is your blueprint, which is your business plan. And that's not necessarily just saying where you are now. It's telling you where you want to go in the future and where you came from. And so that is highly important because you need something to look back to. But also in terms of business, when you want to bring other people on, such as investors, such as employees, or any beneficiary from your business, they will love to see the structure of it because they not only have an idea of what you do, your passion, but they understand where your business was and where you're trying to go. And then that way you can see how they fit into your puzzle of your business. And what that does overall, it allows you to grow not only internally, but allows your business to grow as well.
I heard a millionaire say this week that, don't call someone and tell them that you have $1 billion idea. Call them and say, hey, will you take a look at my business plan for this idea?
Exactly.
Because once you put together some structure and you have some meat and bones around that idea, then it is a plan that someone from the outside could just pick up and say, oh, you know what? I guess I want to get behind this, because you not only have looked at, your downfalls, you've looked at your strengths, you've looked at other people who are in the industry, forth and so on. You have some tools to give other people a clear picture of what your business is.
No, that's key, because I understand, just as you all do, that we are basically highly intelligent, the supermen and women of the world, but we can't remember everything. So another point to a business plan is let it be a reference for you, because sometimes you may forget who your competition is. Sometimes you may forget the strategic purpose of your business. Sometimes a lot of things go on. Technological advances happen every day, and you may lose sight of what you started out doing. And sometimes you need something to bring you in the center other than people. You have a plan that you've written yourself that kind of brings you back to center and say, you know what, this is my focus. Have I gotten away from my niche audience? And so when you start looking at that, you say, well, let me hone in. Let me take care of my original investors. Let me take care of my original products and be innovative in that way. And that way you can overall see your business has not gone anywhere. You can see many examples. You always hear as technology advances is that Samsung is not what it used to be, or Apple is not what it used to be, and then all of a sudden they get back to their roots and they're basically taking over. And that's what the business plan allows you to do. That's what business structure allows you to do in terms of reference. It allows you to get back to your roots, where you started. Look at your original ideas, and also you can see how you evolved over the process.
And in addition to getting back to your roots, it allows you to evolve strategically, because as your business grows, your competition won't be the same.
Exactly.
As your business grows, your sales models won't be the same. So yeah, go back to the plan and let that plan change and grow with you as your business changes and grows. Sometimes it's going to be to give you some foundational grounding and to bring you back to the things that your business was founded on. Other times it's going to be to allow you to adjust with your audience and the demand on your business.
Yes.
So but all in all, it is important to have a structured plan for your business. Don't just, be out here having a glorified hobby. A plan is what separates your hobby from a business.
Exactly. That's key. And overall, consistency.
Oh man.
Consistency is the key.
Being consistent is definitely the next thing we need to talk about.
Yes. And being consistent has many branches. But you want to be consistent, just as we spoke about your business plan in terms of reference guide and in terms of guiding you through the overall process and knowing where you are. Let yourself be consistent in what you do, because of course the world changes every day. And if you keep putting your hands in different areas, then you're not known as something, or you're not known as your foundation, which you started out as. You're known as a jack of all trades, but are you doing all those trades well? So then you want to be consistent in what you provide, how you provide it, because your audience looks at those things. As soon as you start changing, that's when they say, I don't know if this is the same. I don't know if the quality is the same. I don't know if the reputation is the same. Be firm. Be solid on your foundation.
But you know what else, Chaz? Before you can get to the point where you're confusing your audience, you have to have something that your audience knows you for.
Exactly.
A lot of times, especially new business owners and new entrepreneurs, are not sticking with their business long enough. I get it. We live in the internet age where, sometimes, coaches will pop up and they'll say, this is what you should be doing. And then, influencers will pop up and say, this is what you should be doing. And as an entrepreneur, you cannot have squirrel syndrome. You cannot be running around to every shiny new object that pops up. You have to stick to the plan that you set for your business. I would challenge you that once you put that business plan together, once you have some structure and some meat and bones around your idea, stick with that idea for 12 months before you go on to rebranding or readjusting, because your business is not going to be profitable out the gate all the time. Yes, there are some businesses that come out the gate that are profitable, but you're going to have to stick with it in order to find where your sweet spot is in business. More than that, I think that what happens is we are not consistently doing what our audience expects of us.
Exactly.
And because of that, our audience sometimes will lose focus and buy-in, because this is not what they expect from them. We want to grow, we want to evolve, we want to change, but we want to stay connected to our foundation. And the only way to develop that foundation is to consistently provide a great product.
Yeah, exactly.
Or service.
Exactly. I couldn't say it no better. And sitting here, I'm thinking about Amazon and Jeff Bezos, who is right now the richest man in the world, and Amazon is one of the biggest business, if not the biggest business in terms of profitability. But Amazon started off as just selling books. And just think about today, if Amazon didn't sell books anymore, even though they're so big, they will lose.
Jeff. I need.
They will lose a part of their identity.
Yes.
And now they'll be known as maybe the online Walmart. But being Amazon, you started a foundation of book selling. Now you allow people to be published around the world with a click. because that's who you are. And as you evolve, you're allowed to have different organizations come in and put your hands in different pots only when you mastered what you started off doing. And that's what we have to do as entrepreneurs and business owners. We master what we start off doing, and then we can branch out. And I know it's intriguing early on when you see different things going on. As she said, the squirrel syndrome, every shiny object catches your eye. But stick to it. Become a master of what you do, because what that does, it allows you to be even more riskier in your next venture, because guess what? If you fail, you're going to fall back on still being a master.
And, one thing that I think that's so important for entrepreneurs, especially small business owners, is to do one thing great. I always tell business owners, pick a starting point. Yeah, you can add on different other services and products as your business grows, but pick a starting point. You have to start somewhere and build a reputation around doing something.
Yes.
Don't, for me, and this is just me, but don't chase the money. Chase your excellence. Chase providing an excellent product at your starting point. Yeah. Because if you provide a great product at your starting point, the money will come.
Yeah.
But you got to focus in on one thing and do that one thing well, and then add on arms and legs and other branches into your business.
Yes, you do it. Because once you do something great, even if it's at a nickel level, it can grow to be $1 billion if you stick with it. Like I just used Amazon for an example. In the 95, 96, when he got started off, he was in his little corner office with a piece of paper that said Amazon. Now, if someone says Amazon, they're not thinking about a rainforest anymore. You're thinking about a company. And so that's how times have changed. And what is that? Almost a little over 20 years. And a little over 20 years, he went from just renting a little corner with his name on his company's name on a piece of paper, to basically having over $150 billion basically to his name. And so stay with it. Stay with it, because that money comes and it will grow with you.
Indeed. And a personal story, when you look at the Lifted Lifestyle, the Lifted Lifestyle started with workshops in my living room.
Yeah.
We started doing workshops with 10 women in my living room back in 2010. That was the first time I did one in 2010. This is before we was even really a company, just doing workshops. By 2013, I was like, okay, you know what? This is a business model. We put it together. I was still doing small little workshops only, once every quarter, once every blue moon. I'm doing workshops. Now we have workshops, we have coaching, we have conferences, awards, you name it. If it's in empowerment, the Lifted Lifestyle probably got it. But we built our foundation on empowering workshops that were built for people who could take them from stuck to action. We built our foundation on that.
Exactly.
First.
Exactly. And that's what you have to do. You have to stand on a foundation, because if you're not on the foundation, you're slowly sinking. And so you don't want to be in quicksand. You want to build a solid foundation. That leads to our next point. You have to be willing to invest in your business. As Latasha said, starting off as a small workshop with a group of women and letting it grow into a business only occurs when you invest in it. And investing is not necessarily just income wise. Invest in your time, your energy, because once those workshops are done and you're taken care of, it's easy to move on to the next thing. But then, is that really your passion? When you see what it did for you, you want that to go out to someone else. If you're a painter, you see what your painting did for somebody, you want to put it in a place to see if, okay, can this do something for someone else? And next thing you know, you're world renowned. So allow yourself to invest in your business in terms of time, in terms of money, in terms of your energy, in terms, most of all, your passion. Flow into your business. Make sure you be your first investor always.
For me, I believe in exactly that. There are 4 areas of investment that you need in your business before you ask anyone to support it. That is time, money, energy, and study. So you need to put the time in. Just stick to it for 12 to 18 months before you start to rebrand. Put your energy in it. A lot of times people will say, well, my business isn't turning a profit. I'm not making any money. But how effortful are you doing it? How effortful are you pursuing your business? Are you still pursuing your business like it's a hobby? Just every now and again. And I'm guilty of that. You know, in the beginning stages of the Lifted Lifestyle, like I said, we weren't doing workshops as often even as the demand was, because I was still developing. But at the same time, I was investing that study. I was following other empowerment professionals. I was going to conferences. I was getting coaching myself.
Yes.
You know, I was developing and putting that study in, because you have to be invested in your craft before you ask anybody else to invest in you. Don't just wake up tomorrow and say, you know what, I want to be a rain farmer, you know,
Yeah.
and then you're like, well, I've never done that before.
It
You know,
sounds cool.
where do I even start? It just sounds cool. No, go and get some training.
Yeah.
Go and get some support. Go and get some coaching, some mentorship in what your business is in. Put the time, energy, and effort into becoming a master of your craft. Becoming putting the excellence in your craft before you step out there and ask anyone to invest in you, because a lot of times people will see your pursuit of your dream, and that will be enough for them to invest in your dream.
Exactly. Well put. And that leads to the next point. You need to create strategic partnerships. And sometimes strategic partnerships is not as defined as the word strategic. Because sometimes we think about strategic, we're thinking about, all right, planning it out, getting actions. But sometimes strategic partnerships occurs with some of the same group that you shared your idea with. And they have different characteristics that they can bring in without taking anything away from your business. So always keep that in mind when I think of Latasha. Some of the first people that was with her in those early workshops are not necessarily on payroll in terms of saying, hey, I'm a consultant, but throwing those ideas out there that led to the next workshop, that led to the next workshop, that ultimately led to the business being born. And so in your terms, whatever you do, whatever you sell, think about strategic partnerships. It could be your best friends. It could be some of the people that got it off the ground. It could be your mentor. But once that evolves, then you network in certain areas, such as getting coaching, going to conferences, seminars, professional engagement events. And next thing you know, you're rubbing shoulders with someone that supports your business from a strategic standpoint. They don't sell the same thing you do, but what they sell helps your business grow, because they can provide basically help for your business to go to the next level. And sometimes we have to think about that, because that's highly important, because it's not about us growing alone. Nothing has been done by yourself. Help out, become a strategic partner for someone else if you can.
You know, and there's a quote that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with a team.
Exactly.
Strategic partnerships is very, very, very important in business success. When I think about me, shout out to Moody Writer Publishing and Jocelyn Young. Jocelyn was with me in the trenches in the beginning of the Lifted Lifestyle. And over the years, we've been able to build businesses at the same time in different industries, but offer our expertise and support to one another so that both of our businesses are now thriving and growing. You know, that's what it's all about. It's about creating alignment with other people who can provide mutually beneficial relationships in personal and business areas. You know, you want someone who's going to come and bring new ideas and fresh eyes, because a lot of times you cannot see the holes and flaws in your business because you're too close to it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so one of the value in strategic partnership is putting another set of eyes on your business, on your business plan, on your infrastructure, and saying, you know what, I think you have an oversight here. I think you have a little bit of a hole here. How can we fill in that hole?
Yeah.
Someone who's going to really come to the table with ideas, with value, and someone that you can give value to, because it's not a partnership if you are the only one that is benefiting.
Exactly. It's bartering.
It has to be mutually beneficial. It has
Yes.
to be something where both people win. And I'm a big believer in bartering.
Yeah.
If you have a service that someone else in your circle or otherwise can use, and they have a service that you can use, you need to come to the table, put a contract together, and see how we can both win.
Yeah, because it's no fun and you're winning by yourself. They say it's lonely at the top, but it doesn't have to be. You create a strategic partnership. Grow together.
Indeed.
I think you can't beat that.
Find your business tribe.
Exactly. And that sends us to this. If you need guidance, if you need someone to walk through this process with you, that's what we do. We're not just on a podcast. We're certified coaches. And you can definitely reach out to us because that's what we do. We aspire to inspire, uplift, empower, motivate, and empower.
Yes.
So we want to make sure we inspire you, inspire your business. We want to help you grow, and we want to be a strategic partner in your growth process. That's what we do, and that's what we want to continue to do.
Indeed. So, Chaz, every show, we also want to put in the show a good news story. There's so many stories in the news that bring your energy and your joy down. Well, every Lifted Lifestyle podcast episode, we share with you a good news story. This week, our good news story comes from Jimmy John's. So, what happened was Jimmy John's founder found out that one of his drivers took the initiative to go and rescue an ailing veteran whose sister dialed the wrong number.
Wow.
So she dialed the wrong number trying to reach her brother's caseworker, and she called the restaurant by accident. Well, Zach, who answered the phone, was like, well, your brother needs to get to the hospital right now. He's sick right now. I'll take him. So he got into his car, which was a 27-year-old Chevrolet, and drove this veteran to the hospital so that he could get help. So the sister posted this story on social media, and it got international attention. Well, Jimmy John's owner found out about this story, so he flew to Nebraska to surprise Zach with a brand new Ford Escape so that he can continue to do good things. So the moral of this story is, not only as a business, so compassionate to the world, but as an individual, if you can do something kind for someone else and you can show compassion, do just that.
Exactly. And shout outs to Jimmy John's. They always talk about delivery is so fast if you know their commercials, and why not deliver someone to the hospital? So and that's staying true to what you do. You say we deliver fast service. We care about our people. And in times of need, that's what Zach did. And shout outs to his manager who allowed him to do so. Just shout outs to the whole organization. That's amazing. You may have not only inspired someone, but you saved someone's life potentially. So that is definitely a great story. So thank you for that.
Chaz, guess what?
What?
The Lifted Lifestyle has some amazing events coming up in the next couple of months, starting with the Ultimate Empowerment Experience, which will be held in December of 2018. Yeah, that is you. In 3 different cities. Lafayette, Baton Rouge, and Houston will all have dates for the Ultimate Empowerment Experience. We'll be providing vision board, goal planning with functional, smart goal setting, self-care plan development, guided development of your personal mission statement, supportive community building, and so much more. This event will be action-packed. I have some surprises in store, some gifts for the attendees. So if you can attend the Ultimate Empowerment Experience in your city, make sure that you go to the Lifted Lifestyles website and sign up today.
Yeah, definitely reach out because the tickets are now on sale. I did see that, but I have one more too.
Oh my God, what?
We do have another event, and if you've been following us a while, you know what's coming. It's the Black Girl Excellence Awards. It's the 3rd annual, and we're everywhere. We're going to be in Houston. We're going to be in Montgomery, Alabama, and we're going to be in Baton Rouge. So definitely, nominations are now open. So reach out and nominate some of those power players in those 3 cities, or those 3 states. I'm sorry, those 3 states, because it's about an entire state, not necessarily a city. And we have the vendor spaces still open because all of the vendors for the Black Girl Excellence Awards are between the ages of 8 to 18, being mentored by these power players to allow their businesses to thrive, to create entrepreneurship not only in general but at a young age for these amazing young girls and women. So please join us. We're going to be in Montgomery, Alabama, January 26, 2019. we're going to be in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, February 9th, 2019. And it's going to all end as it all began in Houston, Texas on March 9th, 2019. So visit us online at theliftedlifestyle.com. We have a whole section dedicated to the Black Girl Excellence Awards. And not only that, do we want you to nominate, we want you to provide vendors. We want to see you there. So come out with us and join in to the 2019 Black Girl Excellence Awards.
Big things happening at the Lifted Lifestyle.
Yes,
Make
yes.
sure that you go and you subscribe to this podcast if you're not already subscribed on your podcast platform of choice. Make sure you go and subscribe to the Lifted Lifestyle's website so that you can stay on the forefront of all of the exciting events and announcements that we have coming for 2019 and the rest of 2018.
Yes.
So follow us also on social media at Tasha Spoon, at the Creator of Opportunities, and most importantly, at the Lifted Lifestyle. Thank you so much for taking this journey with us. And remember that your peace is your priority. And remember to live lifted.
Take care.